All right, so we just recently went to Halloween Horror
Wait,
Nights.
start over.
Why?
Start over. Okay, ready?
Okay. All right, so we just recently went to Halloween Horror Nights, and we're gonna share some tips and tricks that we think will be helpful on your trip.
Tips and tricks.
Okay, starting off, I think we'll start off with the best place to start off, which I think is the tickets. And we always go for one night. So if you're going for one night, I highly recommend that you get the Express Pass just to make sure you can go through all of the haunted houses and do all the things that you want to do. If you're going for multiple nights, I don't think it's as necessary, but definitely one night I would recommend. So that gets you one time in the express lane for every haunted house and rides, which is nice too.
Not all the rides are open.
Correct.
Only a handful.
There's like Gringotts, The Mummy, Transformers,
Men in Black.
Men in Black.
Open,
maybe Jimmy Fallon. I don't know. Regardless, so
you're there for the haunted houses.
Yeah. So anyway, you get through each house one time express pass, which is guaranteed. I think they said to be at least half the time, but we've found it's always way less time than that. I think the most
at the most like a third of the time.
Yeah, the longest we waited was 29 minutes for the Terrifier house this year, and it was a 90-minute line. But the rest were all like 5 minutes to like 10, and some were even walk-ons, which was really nice. So, also though, there's something called Scream Early, where if you don't have a ticket to the park that day, you can get in at 3 o'clock, and we find that really helpful just because some of the houses open at like 5:15, 5:30 when the actual event doesn't start till like 6 or 6:30. So you can get through some of the houses before the big crowd comes through, which I think is really helpful. You can like at 3 o'clock grab your wristband and start getting in line, but we just decided to ride some rides because we had the express pass and we didn't necessarily need to be in the lines early. But if you don't have an express pass, you can just line up for whatever house you want to go to and guarantee you'll be one of the like first people in.
I recommend going to the more popular houses.
Yes.
First, probably the ones that are going to have like the 2-hour waits. If you have the Scream Early, is that what it's called?
Scream Early.
If you have the Scream Early, get those houses out of the way. And then that way you're guaranteed to actually be able to go through them in that night.
Right. Also, something I didn't know is that if you have a park ticket already for that day though, so if you are deciding to like go to Universal Studios during the day and then go to Halloween Horror Nights that night, you don't need the Scream Early ticket because the park is open from 9 to 5 and the Scream Early is basically getting you there from 3 to 5. So if you already have the park ticket for the regular day, you don't have to get the Scream Early ticket. You will just have to get the Halloween Horror Nights ticket, if that makes sense. So Halloween Horror Nights is a separate ticket from that. But yeah, does that make sense? Like if you are going to the park and if you have a daytime park ticket, you don't need the early entry one.
What other tips and tricks?
After that though, so this year they did Scream Early a little bit different. Where last year when we went, you were like held in these specific areas. And this year you were free to roam.
Which was way nicer.
Yeah.
Last year we were stuck in the same area for like 2 hours.
Yeah, and it was just weird. That was our first time going and we were kind of confused. Maybe we didn't really know what we were doing, but this year you were free to roam. All you had to do was go get a wristband, and there were 3 locations to get a wristband. There were 2 near like the Minion area, and 1 was back by Lombard's Landing. Is that what it's called? I'll put it on the screen. I recommend going to that one. The lines at the Minion ones were so long because they're at the front of the park, and that's just where everyone sees first. Go to Lombard's, and we literally didn't wait at all. We just walked, they put our wristband on us, and then you're free to just roam around the park, and they know that like you're supposed to be there. Also, I don't know if this is new, but I think it is that during Stay and Scream Early, I've heard it called both things. My ticket said Scream Early, so that's what I'm gonna call it. With the Scream Early, they were serving food at that time, which I don't think they've done in years past. So another thing you can do between 3 to 5 or whenever the house is open is you can go try some of the themed foods, which I feel like is really helpful because the lines do get pretty long for food later in the day, especially the food that's going to be popular. So We actually this time went right over to Five Nights at Freddy's. That one though doesn't open till 5, but we went right at 5 and there was like no lines. We got the food right away and we sat down and ate that before we went through the houses. So that's a fun little thing that they do. For this year specifically, all of the other foods are in like the normal, how they have just like carts that have like the themed food around it. The only one that's not is Five Nights at Freddy's food is in Louis Pizzeria or whatever it's called. They like retheme that area to be, or that they retheme that restaurant to be Freddy Fazbear's, and you eat inside the restaurant, which is kind of cool.
And the food was great.
Yeah, that was our favorite food of the night. The spaghetti pizza and the Evil Mr. Cupcake.
This also allows you to get your dinner out of the way before
Yes.
you start going into the houses, because once the house is open, you're probably going to want to basically be doing
Try to
house
hit 'em
after
all.
house so that you can get through all of them.
Yeah.
So you can get in, eat your dinner before the houses open up. Boom, you're good to go.
Our favorite food was the Five Nights at Freddy's food, the why not have both pizza and pasta. That was like having spaghetti on like garlic bread. It was really good. The cupcake was delicious. It has little jelly inside. We also tried an Uncrustable that I did not like, but Cody liked
was
it.
good.
It's from the like Dolls Let's Play Dead booth. We had the pickle bucket chicken dippers, I think it's called. Deep fried pickles dipped in buffalo chicken dip, and I loved that. That was super yummy. Did you like that one? Yeah, that was super good from the Fallout booth. And then we also had the Death by Cheese Stick, which is a giant cheese stick with spicy marinara sauce from the Clown Cafe for Terrifier, and that was really good too. There are some different strategies people like to do with their express passes and stuff. So some, like if you're planning on staying the whole night, like up until 2 a.m., you should definitely use your express pass wisely. Like if some houses, if they had like a 15-minute wait, you could save your express pass for when
And
it's
just
much
wait
longer.
the 15 minutes.
Right. So then you wouldn't use it the first time you went through, but then you could go back through later when it's like, let's say 45, 50 minutes, and you could use it to go through a second time faster. So if you'd like to do that, you can. We've never actually done that, but a lot of
We
people
also don't like to stay up till 2
Yeah.
a.m.
we like to hit all the houses and all the
So-
things like right away and then leave by midnight. But if you're staying the whole time, definitely use your express pass wisely, because you could probably go through some of the houses multiple times if you just wait for, if it's a shorter amount of wait, just wait the standby line and then save your express pass for later.
We've also heard rumors that after midnight, the houses start to slow down quite
Yeah.
a bit. So if you're planning to stay till 2 a.m., you might want to save that express pass. Stay until 2 a.m., get in some more haunted houses after like midnight, slower
Mhm.
waits.
Some people say 1 to 2 is like the quickest lines, like, or like the lowest amount of wait. So
That's top secret though, apparently.
all right, some things I think that you definitely don't want to miss are like trying some of the foods. I think that's really fun. Definitely walk through every scare zone. Those are really fun too. I recommend they're more fun when the sun goes down. We did walk through some in the light, and it's still fine.
Not the same
But it's
vibe,
not the
though.
same, so definitely make sure you go through all the scare zones, and if you can, when it's dark. And last year we did not go to the show, which is the Nightmare Fuel show. It's like a circus Halloween show. And this year we did, and I would definitely say you don't want to miss that. It was super cool, and also it just gives you a chance to like sit down for a little bit too, but you also get to watch this really amazing show with like acrobatics and contortionists and dancing and music and fire, and it was really cool. And I'm kind of sad we missed it last year, so I definitely recommend not missing that. All right, and then you want to come prepared to Halloween Horror Nights. So the things that we recommend bringing are, for sure, wear comfortable shoes. It's a lot of walking. I recommend comfortable shoes. Definitely bring a rain poncho. It did not rain when we went there, but it rains a lot in Florida, and it's usually only for a short amount of time. But you don't want to be like soaking wet afterwards. So I definitely recommend bringing a rain poncho. And if you bring one with you, you can buy them at Target for like $1 instead of paying the $14 for the ones they sell at the park.
A small umbrella is not a bad idea.
Yes.
Water bottle.
Yes,
is
definitely bring a
another
water bottle. What
must.
is nice and probably is not as new as we think it is, but last time we went there, they did not have like the Coca-Cola freestyle machines that you can just fill your water bottle with free water. So if you bring a water bottle with you, you can just go to any of those and fill it up with water for free, which I think is amazing, and I think all theme parks should have that. I definitely recommend maybe bringing like a phone charger, because especially if you have, a portable phone charger is what I meant. Because if you have the Express Pass, you have to show your QR code every time you go to a house, and my phone dies really fast, and especially when I'm like taking content while I'm there. So a portable phone charger is always good. A mini fan to hold like while you're waiting in line. It depends on no, because you're always going to be going at the same time of year. But in September when we went, it was so hot. Having that fan to like fan my face off while I was waiting in line was really helpful. Extra pair of socks people say to bring in case like you get wet walking through the rain or anything like that. What else?
Sunscreen.
Yes.
Even though the event is
sunscreen.
mostly at night, if you're going to be at the park during the day.
Yes, park during the day, or even at the Scream early, you'll probably want sunscreen too, because it was really hot. We spent our Scream early time riding rides in the AC because we were so hot. I don't know, hand sanitizer, wet wipes, the typical
That's
things
another
like
good
that.
tip. If you need AC, you're feeling too hot,
Get in
most
a
of the
ride.
rides that are open there are going to be indoor rides. They're
Yes.
blasting the AC. It feels great.
Yes.
So a good way to get out of the heat.
Also, something that I did because it made my life so much easier to pay for things is make sure you have Apple Pay, because then you don't have to pull out your card every time you want to buy food and you've got this whole backpack on and all your stuff. Apple Pay. It's so easy, so fast. I feel like that's pretty much most of the stuff we brought with, right? Yeah. Cody recommends bringing sunglasses because he lost his in the 5 Nights at Freddy's house.
And on the Fast and the Furious.
All right. Well, I think that kind of covers our tips and tricks and things that helped us out. So let us know if you have any more questions in the comments, and we'll see you next time.